Hello everybody, welcome to the United Show. We are joined today with 4 guests. We are joined with Niall, Matthew, Kieran and also Dom. Well, how are you lads? You all happy?
I won't say happy.
I've just chucked Harry Maguire in Ford Watch, so I'm absolutely fucking delighted.
Well, that's fair. So,
if you haven't checked out that bit, I do recommend you go on to the first 11. Check out what I said because I didn't hold back.
all right, guys. So this is the 3rd week of the United Show, and we're going strong. So let's start it off with a big story. Our first ever football director. Jesus. Okay, hold on. John Murtaugh is our new football director, and honestly, I'm really happy. So let's get the opinions of the lads. We'll start with Dom. Dom, what do you think of this? Is this going in the right direction?
Yeah, but he's going to be so restricted with what he's going to be able to do. It's such a PR stunt. It's such a United thing to do. But it's something positive at the end of the day. Maybe it works well, but we don't know yet.
Fair enough. Niall, what do you think about it?
Well, I'm surprised this is your first ever football manager, to be brutally honest. I thought United had many of them. But in all seriousness...
We all make mistakes, man. Don't worry.
In all seriousness, this is a good move. John Murtaugh is, or however you say his last name, he's responsible for bringing Hannibal to your academy. He's responsible of actually getting Charlie McNeil in from Man City. Both of them doing very well. He's progressed Greenwood, Rashford, McTominay, Dean Henderson through your academy. Obviously, he's not done all the work, but he's been heavily influential within your youth academy. So I can only see this as a positive. If his youth signings and his history at United is anything to go by, it will be very good. The only issue is how restricted is he going to be? Now, I know that the person who normally negotiates the contracts is still going to negotiate them. He just has a new person to sort of go to. And it does mean Ed Woodward is not near any transfer, so I can only presume that is a positive.
Yeah, 100%. Kieran, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I can't echo what the guys are saying. I think, from my point of view, it's a good move in terms of, we're actually appointing someone like that. We've been kind of crying out for the structure to change a little bit and at least have someone in the seat. But as they said, it all depends on how restricted he's going to be. It does seem a little bit like a PR stunt, to be fair, considering how you see a lot of fans on social media crying out for it, and all of a sudden they've now kind of delivered it. It's one of those things where, is it the timing? Have they timed this perfectly right? Is there something else behind it? But I also agree that, with Niall, that he seems to have some merit to him in terms of what he's done in the past. So we can only hope as United fans he does have a good impact in that role. And even if he doesn't, at least we have now got that position so that, if he does, fail, we can take him out and put someone else that has actually proven in. So at least we've actually created the position that we can now, kind of use that and potentially appoint the right person. But I hope he does well. And, that's all we can hope for, really, as a United fan.
100%. Matthew, what do you think about this?
Well, I never thought I'd live to see a director of football at Man United, like, so I'm quite happy about it. But it's just, I don't see anything bad with it at all. I just would away from transfers, so that's no more 80 million for useless players and stuff like that. So I hope anyway, but you never know. But yeah, I only see positives with it. I think we'll have a big summer.
Yeah, no, I do agree. This is obviously we're going in the right direction. Obviously, it is our first football director, and obviously, I do think this is obviously a risk. Obviously, you know, he has been here for quite a while, but he hasn't. This is his first time doing this job, so obviously, we do have to take it with a bit of salt to it. You know what I mean? So, but the next topic is also associated with this. It said our very own Darren Fletcher is now our technical director.
Who's Darren Fletcher? Is that the commentator off TT?
No, don't disrespect his name. No, so, you know, are you surprised that he's been given this role? And also, what I would say is, how important do you think he is to this club? We'll start with Kieran right now.
Well, I think I was surprised when I heard he was kind of appointed. I think, you know, obviously he was only first, put in as the, obviously like coaching staff. Was it like a few months ago, maybe a month ago? So the fact he's already made this transition suggests to me that this was a move that was kind of a long time coming. This was kind of the ultimate thing that was going to happen. I feel like they're already planning for it. I'm surprised because I wasn't sure whether really he's had any sort of experience in the past. In fact, I don't think he has. But obviously they've seen something in him. Obviously he did well in the interview, so hopefully he can, you know, walk the talk. But again, I was surprised. I was surprised that Darren Fletcher was put in. But again, the fact we actually have a technical director, it's a good thing. And I don't know really what he's going to bring to the table because as we said, you know, he doesn't really have that experience. But you've just got to hope as a United fan, really. I can't say much else than that. So yeah, that's what I'd have to say. Really, I was surprised that he was appointed, but hopefully he can do a good job in there.
Yeah, Matthew, what do you think about it, man?
I don't really know what a technical director does. I haven't really looked into it, to be fair. It must be a risk, like, but yeah, I think it's good because he knows about it, I guess. But I don't know what a technical director does. I've not looked into it at all.
I think the technical director makes cups of teas for the footballing director. He's basically a tea lady.
Oh, so he's like a caretaker.
They've dropped some solo, lads. They've dropped some solo. Dom, what do you think about Darren Fletcher?
Yeah, I think it's a good appointment. I'm not going to say it's not. Nicky Butt used to be the technical director when Solskjaer first came in, and he brought in the likes of Greenwood and stuff, which helped the team very well at the moment of time. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it, me, personally. It's good that we've got him, and an ex-United player as well, knows the club. So yeah, it's another move forward for United.
100%. Niall, what do you think about it?
I actually wasn't surprised by this at all. He's worked within your academy, and then suddenly, when even though you've got Michael Carrick, who played exactly the same position, in comes Darren Fletcher to be a first-team coach, and I was like, that's odd. You have Michael Carrick. They played the same position. Carrick was better. And I was like, I always thought they were planning something. I didn't know what it was, but I thought they were doing something. And then it came out it was technical director, and I went, that actually makes a lot of sense because the technical director links basically the football inside with the boardroom. So basically, if the board are going, we need, for example, an attacking central midfielder to replace Bruno. Darren Fletcher is the technical director. If he sees that there's one in the youth academy, he can then relay that to the Glazers and go, well, we don't need to spend this money because we've got, for example, Hannibal, who can do the job just as well if we give him a bit of playing time. He'll also work closely with Ollie to make sure that Ollie's okay and that all the players are sort of doing what they need to be doing and the ethos of the club is still the same. So Darren Fletcher is there to make sure that the ideas are staying the same, that the DNA of Manchester United is the DNA of Manchester United. For example, let's say Ollie was to leave, I'm not saying he will, but if he was, Darren Fletcher then has that ability to go, well, this is how we do it, and this is what we're doing. It gives more structure to United than, because what used to happen is obviously a manager would control all of that and then work with Ed Woodward. And then when that manager left, another manager would come in and redo everything and work with Ed Woodward. Whereas this way, it can be consistently done via your director of football and your football technical director, and you can work together, and that just works.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I personally think is a great appointment. I do think, he's done a lot for his club. I mean, he was taught under Fergie. I mean, Fergie, if probably met the shine out of him once or twice, I'd say, and he kind of knows the insides and outs of this club. So I do think it was a very good appointment, and we move forward from there. So moving from the off the pitch to on the pitch,
Boardroom.
and we're gonna start off with on this topic. Is Harry Maguire a footballer?
No, he's not a footballer. I'm doing this because I'm up for Harry Maguire slander. He is the shittest centre back I've ever seen in my fucking life. I couldn't swear as much on the first 11. It was. I had to control myself. He wouldn't even make fucking Conference North, let alone fucking Premier League. To miss a shot from 1 fucking yard out is pathetic, let alone hit the fucking post. It's harder to hit the post than it is to score. And don't get me started on heading. Don't get me started on heading. He's got a great big slab head, and the man can't even chuck a ball into the back of there. Diallo ain't even looking at the goal. Uses the back of his fucking tiny little head with his tiny little body and gets a ball in more times than Harry Maguire does with headers. Don't give me that shit. Football in my back. Now on to someone else.
Right, Kieran. Is he a fridge or a footballer?
Listen, for me, he's a footballer. Because I genuinely, I'm going to have to disagree with you now on this one because, obviously, you look at the game against AC Milan, yeah? You look at that, right? The isolated incident, and it was one of the worst misses I've seen. As you said, it was easier to score than miss. It was easier, let's be honest. But I actually think if you put Maguire next to someone like Eric Bailly, he looks very, very good. He looks very, very good. No, I'm telling you.
No, he doesn't.
No, he does. He does, mate. Trust me. Right. I'm gonna give you a stat. When Maguire's been next to Eric Bailly, when Maguire's been next to Eric Bailly,
I would look good next to Eric Bailly.
Yeah, but you can't be that. You can't be shit like Bailly can't be the whole defense. If you know what I mean. So what I'm saying is that
like Sean, Aaron Bissaka in there as well.
Listen, Maguire and Bailly have kept. I think out of their last 11 or 12 games, they've kept like 10 clean sheets, something along those lines. They've kept a ridiculous amount of clean sheets next to each other. And yes, you could argue that the fact is that Bailly's in there basically because he's got the recovery pace to recover from Harry Maguire's mistakes. You could argue from that. But I actually think, looking at it, this season overall, I don't think he's been too bad. He's had a few mistakes. I'd 100% agree with you. He's had a few mistakes. But I actually think to say that he's not a footballer, I'm sticking up for him here. I'm sticking up for him. To say he's not a footballer is an absolute disgrace. There you go.
Can I just suggest maybe partner? I know who Ollie needs to buy. He needs to buy a Greek policeman, because then Harry will turn into Mr. Big Balls. Literally, he'll turn into Mr. Big Bollocks, going, "Do you know who I am? I'm going to head this."
Let's slowly move on. But Sul says, "Kieran, you've lost the plot." All right, cheers, Sul. But let's move on to Dom. What do you think of Harry Maguire? Is he a fridge or a footballer?
I'm going to agree with Kieran. He's a footballer.
Thank you.
No. People, Niall, let me speak. Let me talk.
Okay, there you go.
I'm saying he's a footballer because he just... People look at his 80 mil price tag, right, and write him off completely. Straight off. Lad, if you played centre back in the Premier League, you'd be seeing 17 goals a game. Shut your mouth.
He cost 80 million.
Dom, I would be criticising him if you bought him for £1,000.
Okay, he missed that chance yesterday, right?
Which was
Milan should have already been 2-0 up. That wouldn't have changed anything. That wouldn't have changed anything. So we're all looking at this miss, but you can't just blame Maguire. You can't just say he's a fridge. Yes,
you're right. I blame him for his defence as well.
Okay, you sticking. Okay, look at the City game. Look at the City game. He got praised. He's just not consistent.
I didn't
People
praise
pick
him.
up. Everyone praised him. Every United fan praised him, and Lindelof
You'd
at the
be
back.
consistent to win a league title.
But,
Lou.
oh my God! Please shut the fuck up.
You need to be consistent. You need to be consistent to win a league title. It's true. You
All
know
right.
it's true. That's why.
I can't get a word in edgeways. RJ, carry on.
Okay. Matthew,
Stop.
okay, no, wait, we're moving on to you. We're moving on to you. Is he a fridge or a footballer?
Well, as I said yesterday, George Best's corpse could have finished that last the other day. Like, so he's definitely a fridge.
Oh dear Christ! Oh dear Christ! Hold on.
He's not far wrong, to be
Oh
fair.
my God! I don't think any of us were expecting that.
That came out of the blue, I'll tell you.
Oh Lord! Oh dear Christ! Okay.
He did.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but it wasn't as clear as this. But Oh wow. Okay. All right. Anything else? Anything else to say about Maguire?
I don't need to say anything else. That's just fact. I don't need to say anything else. Any footballer finishes that. Any dead.
My guy said George Best is dead body.
All I will say, I mean, it could be true, but
Just get the Aloe to give Harry Maguire heading lessons.
My opinion on Maguire, I do agree with all of you. I do think he's like he is sometimes a footballer, sometimes a fridge. I mean, you can't. He can sometimes he plays well, sometimes he doesn't. But I think if you just call him a fridge, I mean, come on. I know he has some very bad performances, but sometimes he does have some good performances, lads. So that's where we'll move on from that. So hello to Saurus, hello to DC. Matthew, and hello everybody. Right, okay. So our next topic is we're still staying on the pitch. Who do we blame against Milan? Who was the worst player on the pitch in your opinion? Who gets all the blame? Not all the blame, but who gets the most?
There was two. They both missed sitters. One is the fridge, and the other one is Daniel James. Both of them. Shut up. I do for a professional footballer playing in the Premier League. All he's got to do is get his tiny little leg over the ball and hit it in. I've seen many players do it. Maybe them not the same quality as Daniel James, but that is a sitter. I would have scored.
You're calling Dan James generation. I forgot about that. Yeah.
When the hell did I call Dan James generational? In Jesus God's name, what planet did I ever say that on? Must have been very drunk. But no, I mean, to be fair, Matt will probably be saying George Best's dead corpse will also score that goal as well.
Probably would have.
No, so would you not blame Henderson now? I'll stick to Niall for now, and then we'll.
Actually, 3. He's also to blame for that second.
Does Ollie not get any blame?
Actually 4 because he brought on 3 defensive midfielders, 2 right back, 2. He sort of literally looked under his chair and was like, "Fuck me, Jose Mourinho handbook. Oh, let's do this. Fuck it. I'm gonna go with tactic 3. I want all my defensive players on that pitch right now, and I want Bruno to be taken off because that's far too attacking." Yeah, he needs some blame for that as well.
All right, Kieran, who's to blame against Milan?
Well, I think what Niall's mentioned is pretty close to spot on. I think Ollie, for me, I try and look for ways. Again, that last 15 minutes, the business of making us weaker going forward, basically sitting back and letting them come on to us. The goal was coming. It was coming from a mile off, and AC Milan were pretty well for a lot of the game in terms of going forward. They're probably the better side. They look more threatening. So the idea that we were just able to sit back, basically play a back 5 with 3 CDMs. Whatever we did at the end, whatever that monstrosity was at the end when we was defending, it was never going to work. And in the end, the most frustrating thing again was the fact we conceded from a set piece, a corner at the near post. We've seen the script before too many times. So Henderson as well, I think he'll look back and be a bit disappointed with that. I didn't think he had the worst game overall, but that is the one that obviously You want your goalkeeper to perform at the right time, and in the end, obviously, he probably will think he made a mistake there. And again, we missed a few chances. Obviously, Daniel James, Harry Maguire. So that's obviously got to be a big part of it as well. So I think those are the three main areas for me. So I think Niall pretty well summed it up.
You know, when you said 5 at the back with 3 defensive midfielders, you're forgetting that he moved Mason Greenwood and Diallo as central midfielders. He didn't play with no attacking finesse at all. Not in the last 15 anyway.
Yeah, it was a monstrosity, as I said, an absolute monstrosity.
He literally pressed on Football Manager Park the bus.
Can't argue with that.
Matthew, who do you blame for the match against Milan?
Maguire.
Hey, I hate Maguire as much as you, but not even I just blame Maguire.
No, I don't.
But
he's a captain. We spent 70 million for his head alone, and we're
80
set pieces after. I know it won't. No, but for his head alone, I'm saying 10 million for his player.
Harry Maguire.
Yeah,
you can't just blame Harry Maguire. He wasn't the only one that was dog shit.
Yeah,
well,
that's fair.
I blame Daniel James as well. Daniel James, Anderson, and Matic as well.
You've got to blame Ollie as well, and Henderson.
He's not a player, though.
I want to shoot myself.
No, but wait,
literally put 5 at the back with 3 defensive midfielders, for fuck's sake. No one told Ollie to do that.
Let's slowly move on. Dom, who was to blame against Milan?
I'm only going to blame Solskjaer for this one. He went
Just
Solskjaer.
Oh,
We were 1-0 up. He takes our most creative player off. He brings Fred, and I don't know who the fuck he else brought on.
Yeah.
Brandon Williams.
Oh, fuck off. Why did he come on? Why are we changing it up?
actually, Brandon Williams wasn't that bad when he came.
We went
don't
to
think
a
he was
flat
bad.
3. We went to a flat 3 against Milan.
You had Tellez as a centre-back.
No, he played left wing back.
No.
Oh,
Initially,
he changed.
Initially, Shaw was meant to play left wing back, but then Shaw got a bit confused that he was a centre back. So they both started bombing forward up to the left wing on the left wing. So Tellez then moved to centre back.
You can't really blame it on Solskjaer either, because look at our bench. Our depth is shit.
You just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
You just did.
I don't know what happened.
Would it not just be fair to? Would it not just be fair that pretty much everyone played needs and Ollie needs to take collective responsibility for that? Because you can blame Ollie for going as defensive as Jose Mourinho, but then you can also blame Harry Maguire and Daniel James for missing open goals, and then you can also blame Henderson for not saving what is.
You can also
a very
blame Martial
easy
becoming Tom Daly.
Well, there is that as well, but that worked against.
We will get
City.
on to that eventually. Don't worry. Anyway, for me, I think it's very impressive that we haven't blamed any of our injuries. But then again, we're not Liverpool.
Don't you?
That's for another show.
So yeah. So one thing that happened in that Milan game, other than
I blame
an away goal, is our future Ballon d'Or player is now injured, lads. Our task force is getting smaller.
What a shame.
Yeah, what a shame.
No, because it means that Diallo's going to get game time. It's actually a really good thing. Because Diallo
Honestly,
actually
we do not wish injury on any player, especially at Man United.
Didn't know Green was injured.
Anyway, we'll start with Matthew this time.
Yeah.
How did you rate Martial in this game, and will he be a big test, do you think?
No, I'm not going to just talk about this game. Without Martial, we've had 9 games without Martial, and we've only won 3 of them. So this is going to be a
Keeps bringing
negative.
this stat up.
Right. Tom, if I was you, whilst Matt's talking, just take out the earphones. It'll be easier for you.
It's a real stat.
It's a genuine.
It's a genuine real stat. It's a real stat. 9 games without them.
We're not going to talk about that. They still do. They still do.
We'll draw nil.
Yes. So do you think I think he had an all right game against Milan before his injury. Do you agree?
I forgot he was even playing.
I want to agree.
He was that ineffective, but I forgot he was even playing.
He had a good game at City. He had a good
That's
game.
a bit of an
He got to, okay, yeah, I'll give him City, but he definitely was a man of the match. That was just given because Gary Neville felt sorry for him.
All right, Niall, what did you think of it? I know you said some bits, and Matthew's.
Someone need to inform Dom that he can put his headphones back in now. It's okay. Matt's finished now. Martial, as I just said, I thought I forgot he was even playing against Milan. If I'm being brutally honest, he wasn't very effective, and I didn't really see much of him until that injury, of course. Will this injury affect United? No, because Martial's been dog shit all season. I think he's got something like 7 goals.
Somebody get the stat out. Somebody get the stat out again.
Oh, bring on your stats. Bring on your stats, and I want it per 90, and I'll go get the under 18 stats here. No, Martial has been pretty dog shit. I suppose the one good thing is, obviously, Rashford's going to miss West Ham. Cavani looks like he's already in Boca Juniors, and Martial has now got a broken hip. Or whatever's happened to his hip, he may need Zimmer frame.
I'm not surprised he's broken his hip the amount of times he fell over on the floor.
I suppose isn't the good thing. I mean, against West Ham, you are most likely now going to line up with Daniel James, Mason Greenwood, Amad Diallo, which could just be vibes. That's going to be vibes.
I mean, that screams like pace. And
but but the thing is, the minute Diallo came on, him and Mason Greenwood were linking up beautifully.
Oh, they were
absolutely beautifully. And Mason Greenwood looked much more energetic, much happier, much more in the game with Diallo there, because you've got two people who can play football. I mean, I know Rashford and Bruno can play football, but they don't really link up too well with Mason. Whereas Amad really does link up very well with Mason. Daniel James he's just a bit of a sort of marathon runner, isn't he? He just keeps running everywhere and hasn't got much technical ability. So I suppose normally if United, all your attacks come down the left, don't they? Well, if you're going to be playing Diallo, Daniel James and Greenwood, it's most likely going to be on the right-hand side, which is going to be interesting to see how Wan-Bissaka does, because he's going to have to be more influential, unless Diallo can play on both wings. I'm pretty sure he's both-footed, unless you move Diallo over to your left because you have a stronger wing back. Because Luke Shaw going forwards is much better, but then that actually doesn't make sense. I actually think if Diallo's on the right, Luke Shaw then becomes sort of an effective winger, which means that both your play can go down both sides, which could actually help you in the long run. So in answer to your question, it's a very good job Martial won't be playing. Okay,
fair enough. Kieran, what do you think of our next Ballon d'Or winner to how he's injured?
I don't know how we're going to cope, to be honest. I don't know how it's all going to plan out. But no. In all seriousness, I think we haven't missed him. I mean, obviously, we've got.
You're joking, Matt.
That was sarcasm, just to make sure it was so. But listen, for me, I think Martial this season, as we all know, has been poor. I will give him the City performance. I think that was the one performance I was thinking. Hopefully he's turned the corner. Hopefully we can see more consistency from him. But we didn't really see that against AC Milan. Now he's injured, which again is in a bit more of a bump in the road for him. But I'll give credit to him where credit's due, because I thought he did very well against City. But the one thing he's done consistently, and it's the only one thing he's done, is miss big chances. And he's the sort of guy who's got ice in the veins, that sort of thing. Cold gloves, whatever. This sort of thing you see on Twitter. And listen, I think he could be.
Are we talking about the same player?
No. That's what I'm talking about. What I've seen.
9 games, 3 wins.
Listen,
I knew that was coming. Listen, but in the end of the day, I think the fact that Diallo's going to be playing, I think, is a breath of fresh air. The fact he's got a point to prove, he's young. Similar to what Greenwood, when Greenwood first came on the scene, he had the fact that Premier League defenders hadn't really seen much of him. So hopefully it's the same with Diallo. He's a bit of a wild card factor when he plays. And I don't think we can really lose out too much. The only thing we lose out on is that potential depth in games where if we were going to start Martial, we'd have someone like a Diallo to bring off the bench. But obviously now with Martial and Rashford both injured, we are a little bit limited because the front three on the pitch, if they don't perform, it's very difficult to swap them out with anyone on the bench unless you're going to put in like a Juan Mata, which then changes the whole complexion. So that's the one thing I would say that does affect it, is the fact that we don't really have too much off the bench in terms of being able to adapt and change in a game. But in all honesty,
you could probably play Luke Shaw as a left winger. Just saying.
I tell you what, if you go on with his goal against City, he's probably been one of our best left wingers this season. But I think to answer your question, I think the only thing it affects for me is the fact we don't have that depth to bring on from the bench. But then we haven't really seen too much of Martial's brilliance this season, and I want him to do well, but we just haven't seen it this season. So. Yeah,
So Matt, you said you had a stat. I also have a stat.
I know the people need to see it. Hold on. Wait, no, put it up again.
Wait. My stat's real. My stat's real.
Put a hyphen instead of the I. But
you brought out paper with stats. Yeah. I bring out paper with stats.
To leave it with the best. Dom, what's your opinion on your favorite player? What's your opinion on your favourite player?
I'd miss Phil Jones more. Yeah, shut up, Matthew, man. You're doing me he's just shit, innit? He's had one good game this season, and of course it was against the fucking top of the table. And that's going to build his confidence. Look what he did against Milan. He fucking became Tom Daly. Fuck, he's useless. He's shit. I don't care he's injured. Give Greenwood a chance to go up top. I just hope he's injured fucking full season now. Joe Hugo.
To Anthony Martial, we do not mean any of this, so don't worry.
Yes, we do.
Dom does mean this. I also mean by what I say. I never say anything that I don't back up and say with chest.
Martial, I'll buy you tickets to fucking Monaco or Paris, wherever you want to go. Just fuck off, please.
I've just had an idea. You could give him Lille. Swap him for Botman. So Martial fucks off to wherever he is, and you bring in Botman.
Also, Matthew, with that stat, the 11 wins where it is. Tell me how many times he scored in it. Tell me how many times he scored.
It doesn't matter.
Good
question. What I believe is obviously I think every United fan misses the old Martial from last season. I think last season he was unreal. We actually loved him, and I think all this hate's got to him. I think, but no, what I do believe, I do think the trio-ship of Dan James, Greenwood, and Diallo on Sunday, hopefully, but we will get onto that shortly. But the next question is. Next week we're going.
Because I know Matt loves his stats. I've got another stat here. You have a 100% win record with Shola Shorteri, so he now needs to start every game.
I mean, I believe
he played 4 minutes, but you've got a 100% win record with him. So big up Shola.
Martial played 90.
Right. Okay. So the question: can we beat the B Milan team? Obviously, Inter Milan are the A team. Obviously, they're top at 3 points. But
I was confused what you meant by that.
Yeah, you know now. But
I was going to say I've got enough injuries to be cast as B team.
Wait, can we go to the San Siro and beat them? Yes or no? Just simple yes or no. You can go into description if you want, but what do you think? Do you believe can we get into this?
Yes. Have you seen your away record? Point finished.
Okay. Kieran, can we beat the Milan side?
I mean, there's no reason why we can't. But as Niall said, obviously we've got the away record. But realistically, if we play like we did in that first leg, we're going to get slaughtered because they should have been 2-0 up before we even got our first goal. They look much a better side. I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but it's just how I feel really. I just think that even though we've got this brilliant away record, it's mostly in the Premier League, to be fair. We did lose to Istanbul, Başakşehir, whatever their name is, away from home. So our away record in Europe hasn't been brilliant. Lost to Leipzig, of course. So in Europe, it's not the same as the league. And the San Siro is obviously a difficult place to go. But I have faith that we... Well, true, but it's just the aura of the stadium. The aura of the stadium.
What an atmosphere!
Let's look at the price side, not lose. Let's not look to Leipzig.
What an atmosphere! Them empty seats are going to give. That's going to be amazing. Also, you lost to Istanbul Başakşehir because you played the likes of Juan Mata.
They're the same. Obviously, they're the same. Like Liverpool, no squad, no fans.
You needed Maguire to get a yellow card because then he'd have been suspended. So really, he's let your club down again. Like the man cannot do nothing right.
Matthew, can we beat AC Milan at the San Siro?
I mate, we're winning 6-0.
Do you know, Matt is literally the genie. Matt is genie, but
what's the story?
Matt's only here to piss me off.
We'll start again.
There's a combo here, right? Matt is literally the genie, but United style, and Dom is the Tom but United style. It's like Genie and Tom fighting at the bottom.
Yeah. Dom, can we beat AC Milan at the San Siro? Do you believe? Yes.
2 seconds.
Of course I do. I never write my team off. I've gone to a genie. I've done a genie. Yeah. 100%.
Eiffel charge.
we can beat them 100%.
Okay. So let's move on. So obviously we were talking about the fridge, but the question I want to ask at this rate is: the freezer better than the fridge? It's a great debate, obviously, but what do you guys think? Niall, we'll start with you, since you're a big fridge fan. You know what I mean? You got.
Yeah, I have a lot of understanding about fridge freezers. I bought one recently. But no, look, I think the freezer is better than the fridge. He reads the game better than the fridge.
Yeah, look, the thing.
Of course, he has the same movement. They both have the movement of a dumpster. And neither of them are really good at like defending. Let's be brutally honest here. But I would say that the freezer is better purely on the basis of I actually think he scores that goal. Like
I don't even think he was.
When he's a yard out from the goal, I think he scores that. Maguire hits the post and then probably says to the post, "Do you know who I am?" Or walks down the stairs and knocks out his wife or something. God knows
stop! We're not going back to that. Week. Come on.
Oh, we got to
that. Let's move on. Dom, is the freezer better than the fridge?
No, he isn't. He just ain't.
You had to think about that.
Lindelof does not need the game much better than Maguire. Not a chance.
A little bit better.
No, he doesn't.
No, not a hope.
He doesn't. Fuck off, Niall.
No, come on. Are you really telling me that fucking Lindelof
is better than Maguire?
Hold up. I did, yes.
You're on yours.
Okay, anyway, Kieran, before we get into another route, is the freezer better than
When's it going to end, RJ?
Well, my answer to this question is just a question back at Niall, which is, what does Lindelof do better than Harry Maguire?
Reads the game better.
Yeah, but you can read the
doesn't go up to French policemen and say, "Do you know who I am?" Doesn't.
I didn't know there was a stat for that. Was there a stat for going up to Greek police?
No, but the thing is,
it's currently one.
You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you can't implement it into a game, you're fucking useless. End of story. Right? I personally think.
Also, the last time I checked, the freezer didn't go and slap his wife about.
I mean, you never know. You don't know what happens this week. Okay, so no, we'll definitely tap on it. Obviously, Matthew's joined back, but in my opinion, I do think both of them are liabilities. I do think they're both jokes. They should not be at our club. To be fair, I do think if we're really going to make a statement next season, we need to buy 2 new ones. Try and get Eric Bailly into a recovery station. Try and get him back to 100%. I know that obviously that shit won't work, but we got to pray at some rate. But
can I give a question?
Yeah, of course you can.
If you had to give Eric Bailly a household appliance name, what would you give it?
The oven.
Hot,
warm, and mad.
You could say he's the crutches, because let's be honest, he'd probably be injured half the time. But...
No, that's offensive. He's the oven. I'm the one that names people have kitchen appliances. He's the oven. And Phil Jones is the toaster.
Oh, dear. All right. Matthew, we're going to the question.
Fucking ineffective.
Is the freezer better than the fridge? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, we've got no good centre backs. Well,
Would you not say Baye is a good centre back?
well, yeah, but like he's barely there. We've spent
Yeah,
more time. Might as well be for Hobie City FC than fucking Man United, like. But yeah, we need to sign a new one, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Fair enough.
some of them are good.
Just another follow-up question, right? How many centre backs do you believe will sign this summer, and
7.
how do you see it going, right? How do you see it going?
I think you'll find 7 because you need depth.
Okay, who do we sign now? Who do we sign?
Probably 5 from League One and then 2 fairly decent ones.
I mean, we're
only because you've got a director of football doesn't mean you're going to do some wacky shit.
You never know, like I said. But Kieran, how many centre backs do you think will buy this summer?
I can't see any more than 1, if that, to be honest with you. I know we've got all this talk about the new structure and everything, but again, I just feel like, leopards don't change their spots, and I hope I'm wrong. Listen, I hope I'm wrong. I hope we go out and sign, potentially 2 centre backs, because I think we need 2. But realistically, for me, I don't see any more than 1. And even so, the way the script the way the script goes at Manchester United is that we have a target that everyone we're linked to before the summer starts. There's a big saga, and then we end up either not getting him and not getting any centre backs at all, or we end up going with a very cheap option, and that's how I see it going now. So I hope I'm wrong, as I said, but that's how I see it playing out, unfortunately.
And who do you think we're going to sign, though? Who do you love to?
Van Dijk.
So, I mean, we need a player whose knees will actually work. No, I'm not in this.
I think you could go. Being serious, I actually think you could go for Sven Botman. Wouldn't be a bad shout.
Good shout.
He's young. He's got pace.
And we can see him off Liverpool.
He's only 20, and it gives him plenty of time to sort of learn the game. I think he'll be a good shout, to be fair. But then does that really work? Because you have a lot of young players already. So
what I believe is, I think we need to bring in someone like Ramos, who has got experience. He'll teach.
You were going to say that. I knew you were going to.
No, we need an experienced player. Like we can't keep bringing in news. Who's going to inspire them? I don't think Harry Maguire is going to be like, right, come on, I'll take you under my wing unless we'll win the game. Oh, come on. His knee is more injured than Virgil van Dijk this season.
Don't need facial expressions.
Look, we can keep them. We can keep them in the squad.
What about the facial expressions?
Yeah, you can enjoy your facial expressions, Tal, all you want, right? But anyway, we move forward. Matthew, how many signings do you see for centre back this season? Do you believe? How many do you think we'll get?
I think we'll get 1, but we'll be linked to like a world class one for the whole window, and then we'll go out and sign fucking Tyrone Mings on deadline day. That's what's going to happen.
All right. And Dom, how many centre backs do you think we'll bring in to fix this problem?
Hopefully 2, but we'll get 1. And I had a weird thought the other day. I think we're going to end up sounding like Michael Keane or something.
I mean, he's English. I mean, Brexit FC. I mean, you never know.
You bought in Paul Pogba, didn't you? So I mean next you'll be signing Will Keane.
Don't compare Michael Keane. Don't compare Michael Keane to Paul Pogba.
No, you're right.
It's not the first we're talking about this.
You're right, Matt. Michael Keane is better.
All right. Okay. So we talked about the team. Let's talk about this weekend. Obviously, we're taking on West Ham, who have been absolutely unreal this season. Undeniably so good. Thankfully, we do not have
no Kieran.
Kieran, I think Kieran's left us, lads. But how big is this game for us? Do you think this is a must win, or what do you believe? If we get a draw, are you happy with that? What do you think about this game? We'll start with Dom this time, actually. Dom.
I'd like to win, but it just matters how we structure our team with the injuries.
Yeah, 100%.
It also matters how West Ham come at us. Do they come at us and try and attack us and get a few goals early doors and hurt us, or do they go and sit back and make us come at them and they use the pace? But they've got good players like Declan Rice, who RJ loves.
Not a hope in hell is he ever going to get a
Hold
goal.
on,
If he gets a goal, I swear.
Dom, isn't Declan Rice RJ's favourite player?
Yeah, he's his favourite. He's loved his life.
Yeah, I love him as much as Niall loves Harry Maguire and Dom likes Martial. So this one, Daniel's comment, Maguire versus Souček, it's going to be fun. Oh, it will be, for sure.
Yeah. R.I.P. Maguire's R.I.P.
Oh, no,
Maguire's
yeah,
career.
he's no chance.
Actually, the bigger question is Antonio.
Thanks for joining.
The bigger question is Antonio Valencia versus Harry Maguire, and that seems
Valencia?
to.
You mean Antonio? Antonio
Yeah,
Valencia.
Antonio.
But
Not
Antonio
Antonio.
Valencia is in the middle of Ecuador, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's coming back to play for West Ham. Now Antonio
I hope
versus
not.
Maguire is going to be
Yeah.
or Lindelof. I mean,
Yeah.
that has got to be a one-on-one that you really don't want to watch as a United fan.
Yeah.
That must make you very depressed. Also,
Yeah,
Kieran
that's
is
fair
in the back. He's in the back.
Matthew, how important is this game?
If we lose it, and because West Ham have a game in hand on us, if we lose it, we're right back in a top 4 race.
we?
So, like, yeah, they've got a game in hand. I think. Am I wrong? Yeah, am I wrong?
I think you're wrong. No, I do think you're wrong. No, wait, hold on. Let me check.
Yeah,
I mean, Kieran's that afraid that he keeps going around in circles.
No, we're saying City have played one more game than us, but no, we have the same amount of
he's
games.
quick. When
West
did he dye
Ham-
his hair white?
Really?
West Ham have. Well, I'll just remove. So we'll get back. No, but I do think this is a very important game. Obviously, you know, West Ham have been unbelievable. I've always credited them. I've always thought that, you know what, screw it, they're going to get top 4. And I've said it, lads. They will get top 4 end of the season, and you know, I think yeah. So it's going to be very interesting this weekend, and so yeah, let's see score predictions. What do you think the score would be against West Ham? What do you think is going to be the score? So we'll start with Matthew this time. I don't think. Let's start with Matthew.
Not many United fans who go to his Darajay. Struggling now.
Yeah, we're
No, genuinely, I think like 2-1.
2-1. Okay, perfect. Niall?
1-0. Shithousery 93rd minute penalty done by Bruno Fernandes. Actually, now Ollie will probably take Bruno off to give him a rest. It'll be Mason Greenwood.
All right, and Dom.
after putting on 3 centre backs, 2 wing backs, and 2 defensive midfielders.
I mean, we're going to need 3 if we're going to need bloody Antonio to mark. But Dom, what do you think? What do you think the score's going to be over the weekend?
Well, United's going to win or draw.
At home.
All right.
Who's a clever boy?
He hates West Ham.
3-1.
Clever.
3-1. 3-1.
And
3-1 United.
the Chelsea fan that says 2-2. I mean,
They're not getting
All right, we'll move
Champions League,
forward.
so they're irrelevant.
And Kieran predicts that United will win 24-0.
yeah, fair enough.
Record breaking.
And he's not here to
personally-
defend himself.
I personally think we could probably get a nice 2-0 victory. I think
You're being bloody optimistic.
I'm being very nice, but no, I do think we'll see a lovely masterclass with Greenwood and Diallo getting goals. I think Diallo will be on a great run, and
He's had one good game. Come on.
no, I've always seen the
Yeah,
talent,
no,
man. In under
Yes, I
23s, in under
I know,
23s,
but there's a little bit of a difference between an AC Milan side that basically resembles dog shit
Yeah,
because
but-
half
no,
their
but-
players were injured, and a West Ham with Declan Rice and Souček.
yeah, but still, he's not going to be
Who's gonna-
facing Souček. That's going to be Bruno's task.
You're right. He's going to be facing whoever their right back is. He's
Or left
probably just left back, whatever.
Oh, never mind.
And that person's probably going to snap him in half.
I mean, you know, you could say it either way. I just think
Kieran's back, by the
nice thing. All right, Kieran, welcome back.
I apologise for my 10 scumbag internet.
We just said that your score prediction for today for West Ham was 24-0.
Oh yeah, go on. We'll say that.
No, but the question is, I think I didn't ask it. How important is this game for us? Is this a big game, or do you see this as a?
I think in terms of the top 4, especially if you look at how like the Premier League is up and down, I think, you know, especially a game against West Ham, who are they're 5th or about 5th. They're in good form.
Fifth, yeah.
So I reckon it's a pretty big game for us, and most games towards the end of the season are getting close to that must-win stage. So especially with a top 4 rival, I reckon you've got to say it's a pretty important game. Especially now with the fact that our Europa League progress is in jeopardy. If we actually then slip out of the top 4, this season could end very messily indeed. If we do, crash out of the Europa League, not win the FA Cup, and then slip out of the top 4. So even though we're obviously favourites probably out of everyone right now in the top 4 to be in the top 4 come May, I still think that we have to win these sorts of games, especially at home. So yeah, for me it's a big game. It's a massive game. I'm not sure I'd 100% go with must win just yet, but it's getting close to that, I'd reckon.
He said it himself. He's missing Genie. So Genie, if you're in the chat, he misses you.
It's okay. Big everyone, make sure you like the video and make sure that you are here tomorrow, 3 o'clock. You do not want to miss whatever happens tomorrow.
Right. Okay. So let's move on to the next topic. Injury disaster. We're not complaining. So obviously our injury list is gone up a good bit. I mean, to be fair, it's probably bigger than Liverpool's at the moment. But in your opinion, right, who is the biggest loss to our squad at the moment?
Rashford. Is that really a question?
Would it be a question? Is it going to be a loss, or do you think he could reserve? I'm just saying this. Would you not say Pogba could be?
Well, Pogba, yes, but if you think about what goals and ability that Rashford has brought, then Rashford is a very big miss. And don't forget that you've got Bruno in midfield, yet you're replacing Rashford with Daniel James. So I'm going with Rashford.
Fair enough. Kieran, who do you believe is our?
Well, I think Rashford is obviously a shout. I think Pogba, though, if you look at us against Palace, I think the big thing you have with Pogba is the fact that when Pogba and Bruno play together, if Fernandes has a bad day, you've still got Pogba there who can create. Whereas if Fernandes has a bad day, we end up not creating very much. I think as well, you could argue Cavani, even though this season it's been a little bit up and down for him. The fact is that he's a much more natural number 9. I think he's a lot more kind of, especially if you're comparing him to the likes of someone like Martial, he's much more adaptable. He can, you can whip balls into the box to him as well. And he has that sort of movement that brings everyone into the game. So I think, for me, if I had to pick the 2 biggest ones, I'd probably just edge out Rashford with Pogba, and I'd say Pogba and Cavani.
Just so I put a little comment there. Let's see. What did fair enough. Okay.
Who the hell has got access to our Twitch?
Nobody. Anyway,
I'm being serious. RJ, how have you got onto our Twitch?
No comment. Matthew, who's our biggest injury that we?
You explain this after.
Okay, fair enough. I mean,
no. It's Rashford. It is Rashford or Martial, because as I said,
hold on 1 minute.
9 games without Martial, 3 wins. So
okay, hold on.
Hold on. What? Oh,
no.
Marshy shit.
No.
Okay,
Marshy shite.
But we'll lead on to another question. Is from Titan. He says our top 5 players, and we're going to say for this season only, who's been our top 5? So we can. Do you want to go by tier order, or just name the best 5 that have been in our team?
So I would go Phil Jones, Fred.
Okay.
Lee.
Shut up. Right. Okay, we're not going to talk. All right, Kieran, we're going to start off with you, mate. Right. We'll start with you. In order, or you can classify what you.
It's difficult to put him in order on the spot. I think.
Don't put him in the spot.
I reckon. I've got a few dark horses which I'll put to you guys. You guys can. I reckon a dark horse. This is not necessarily the best, but a dark horse for me has got to be Scott McTominay. I reckon he's got to be a dark horse in terms of the top 5.
Where he's got more goals than Martial.
He's got to be close.
He has 9 goals this season.
Scott has 9. Martial has 7.
Let's not talk about it. That's irrelevant.
You're right, because one's a defensive central midfielder and one's a striker. Have a guess which is which.
Is his job scoring goals? Should we
What
jump
his
into
as
this
a,
then?
what as is Martial's job to score goals? Yes, he's a fucking striker.
No. I mean,
All right,
fair enough, fair
Can't
enough,
argue with
fair
that.
enough.
Matthew, who's our top 5 players of this season? And please don't take it the same way as Niall,
No.
or as he's called Harry Maguire fanboy.
I've got Bruno first, Shaw
Okay.
second, McTominay third, Rashford fourth, and I can't think of a fifth. Am I missing someone?
Would you say Wan-Bissaka?
Yeah, that's a fair shout, to be fair.
I mean, spend more time marking Harry Maguire than well, yeah, but
I'm trying to think of a fifth, but I can't think of one at all.
Fred can't pass a ball. Pogba, he's been quite.
Oh,
good.
yeah, you can have-
Gaming
yeah,
and Man United News saying Bruno, Shaw, Pogba, Rashford, and McTominay. Good list.
That's fair.
Cavani should get in, but he didn't play at the start of the season. True. But McTominay
Yep.
as a back to fair enough.
How many
season.
times have I said that?
But what I will say, Dom, I think you're ready to show. Go on.
I've got
Who's it?
3.
Okay.
I've got Luke Shaw. He's just a
Okay.
shit James Corden.
Shit, James Corden.
I've got
Oh my god!
Dear Christ.
Really?
Who's the last? Who's the last? Sir?
There's a picture. That's good.
Bruno.
Bruno. Fair enough.
I'm missing 2.
For me, I think you have to. Bruno has to be top. I mean, without him, I don't know where the hell would be. Probably down at Arsenal's level. Let's be honest.
That one as well. He was
The
I'd say.
I mean, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good 2 pairing. Bruno is definitely top for me. Shaw, I think, just because he's been the best left back in the league, and I'll stand by that. I don't care. Robertson is having an off season. What? Oh no. Okay. Hold on, Niall. Hold on. We're gonna beat you for a second, but okay. Right, okay.
I said Domini is good at anal.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Okay, get out of here, will ya? I'll probably come third because just
for the
because of
Arsenal
what
show,
he-
not this one.
Anyway, and I'll probably put Pogba and then Wan-Bissaka. I think Rashford's having an off season this season. To be fair, he hasn't been taking his chances. He hasn't been taking his chances this season. And I think
He's got 19 goals or 19 goal contributions.
Yeah,
What
no,
more
I
do you
just
want
think
to
I see.
Oh yeah,
I see-
yeah. Unless
I
it's
know.
50 or above.
he's just no. He's just. I just think he's just been like this season. I think mainly the injuries has gotten to him this
He's
season. And I do
literally been playing with a dodgy shoulder because you've
exactly.
got
That's my
else.
problem. That's my problem. You know what I mean?
Well, who else are you gonna bloody put in there? Daniel
That's
fucking
no,
James?
no, but that's why I think he's not been on the sticks. To be fair, I think
Even half
George
injured, he's
Best.
been. He's been
okay. Yeah, so those were mine. For God's sake, what is this about?
Hold on.
Liverpool. Okay, right, we move forward. So something happened very interesting in the Champions League. Obviously, the topic we're going to call it is Rooney to come home. So,
Oh, I thought that was
What is-
Rooney.
no, Rooney's retarded, you dummy.
Rooney's at the wheel.
Not a derby, but no. So obviously we do know that
Kieran's back.
Juventus did lose to Porto. Porto won on away goals, and it was very unfortunate, obviously. But would you take Ronaldo back, even if we had to pay a bit of money for?
because you
would you take him back?
because you want to be building to the future. Look, Ronaldo had and will always be a very good player. Well, a legend for United. He was excellent, but now is not the time to be looking backwards. That would scream of a Ibrahimovic, a Cavani type signing. Look, you need to go out and you need to go get a Haaland or a Kane. You need someone who can deliver you the goods consistently for 3-4 years. You don't want to be looking back in the past. Don't forget, this is a Ronaldo that, whilst he is very good, isn't going to work in the Premier League anymore. He's getting too old. And that's no disrespect to Cristiano Ronaldo. He will, as I said, he will always be an amazing player. But you lot need to be looking to the future, not in the past.
Understood. Dom,
RJ's raging.
Would you-
Hello.
would you take back Ronaldo?
Of course I would. Of course I would. It's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's got the body age of a 23-year-old. He can go for ages. Kieran's gone.
That's number 4 or 3. I can't count at the moment. Right? But, all right, anyway, regardless. So, yeah. Why would you take him?
He's fucking Ronaldo.
George Best is George Best. We would just start.
Stop. Okay. Enough about Northern Ireland's best player. Okay.
Not being funny, but look at our strikers. If you take Cavani out of the question, Greenwood's not playing striker. He's right wing. We've got fucking Martial.
Yeah, but Ollie's trying to transition Greenwood into a striker.
Yeah, that's perfect. Bring Ronaldo. Let Greenwood learn off the best.
That's fair, yeah.
Cavani at the minute has declined him.
Okay.
He's probably getting fucking taught Martial.
Would you
12 wins out of 17.
Matthew, would you take Ronaldo back to United? Would you love him back?
No.
Be our number 7?
No.
No, why?
Because
he's a Liverpool fan.
Because we're going in. Well, we were meant to be going in a new direction until we signed Cavani. We're meant to be going for youth, not fucking just quick fixes. So, well, I mean, it's hard to say no, but I would say no.
Okay.
Matt is using his head, not his head.
That's not the thing though. I think that if you take Ronaldo out of that Juve squad, they're a B squad with a B manager.
Would you take Ibra back at Man United?
Yeah, of course. Why would you not take Ibrahimovic back to the Prem? The man defines everybody.
Look.
Go on. No, I would say my part.
I understand what everyone has said, but you need to look to the future.
Yeah.
Who can make an impact right now? Right?
Yeah.
Ronaldo, firstly, hasn't got the same impact. The Premier League is a far more physical league than Serie A.
And you're saying he wouldn't survive?
I don't think so.
Oh, come on.
The reason I say that is because he is aging.
The Premier League's the hardest they can move.
I'll put it. I'll put it this way to you. If you could get Haaland or Ronaldo, who'd you go for?
But if I'm talking about realistically, we're more realistic to get Ronaldo because Haaland.
No, not real. No, not really.
No, I love
Haaland. Believe me, I would
there
say
you go then.
Erling Haaland. No, but that's not the thing.
You should be going for Haaland then.
We can't go for Haaland.
Why can't
Man
you
United?
go for
We can go
Haaland?
for anyone.
The thing is,
why can't we go for anyone?
Because what I believe is right. Look, Dortmund are going to sell him this season, right?
No, fuck the last one.
What I believe is if you can't say no to him. I mean, the man has done bits at our club. He's done bits at Real Madrid. I think the reason why he's not doing well is he is like he's the Italian Frank Lampard at his club. Pirlo is not a good manager. He has no tactics. That's one of the reasons why they're not doing well.
Might as well get Wayne Mooney out of fucking retirement.
No, but that's not what I'm saying.
Get Shearer after all these years.
No, I'm just telling you this, right? If I was told, look, you can have Ronaldo back, I would 100% say thank you so much. We'll take him 100% because the fact is, Greenwood is not ready yet. I just don't think he is, and he needs.
He just needs someone good on the right wing who can be effective.
But that's the thing.
Boris Johnson.
We don't. I swear you said effective, not ineffective. Jesus. Anyway,
right wing.
I think you should get Sancho.
I think Sancho will happen, but what I believe is
he's basically our player already.
No. What I will say is right. I think if Greenwood has like the knowledge of, if he learned under Cavani and Ronaldo, I think that's probably the best way to fit into the Manchester United squad. Obviously, lots of experience from two players who've done it all. Obviously, you have a Uruguayan striker who's been to every league in Europe.
He's learning off Ole Gunnar fucking Solskjaer.
We're not a
exactly, but why would you not learn? Why would you not learn from the person who's won 5 Ballon d'Or?
You want to keep Ronaldo and Cavani?
What? Jesus.
You want to keep Ronaldo and Cavani?
No,
But
Cavani's going to Boca Juniors.
basically, RJ just wants to increase the average age of the squad by about 30 years.
I mean, no, like I said, I think if we were given the chance, I think we should
What
sign
the fuck is Dom doing? It's like he's drawing. It's like he's drawing a picture.
Coming from Gaming and Manchester United News, Ron's a left winger, or a right winger, not a striker.
Ruined his career.
No, that's his father or his daddy. If that's, I mean, Erling Haaland said some weird things. I'm surprised if he says
Dom, Sonny's in the building, so you might want to put that Liverpool thing back.
That'd be right. Yeah.
Yes.
No, but what I believe is, like, if we're going to get rid of him, hell no. I mean, it's not like anyone else is going to get him, to be fair. Real Madrid are rumoured, but I mean, come on. Real Madrid this week. But, all right, okay, so just for Sonny alone, this is for him, right? Okay, there you go. So, Liverpool are shit. Oh, so
wait, 1 second. Because you're saying Greenwood can learn off Ronaldo, but like he's trying to learn off Cavani and he's declined.
No, but the thing is, Cavani, he has a lot of tendencies, like, you know what I mean? What does Ronaldo like? What tendencies does Ronaldo have, like?
What do you just Ronaldo 36, 35?
Something around that, yeah. But no, imagine that. Imagine teaching Greenwood his work rate. I mean, look, he's even said to
he's got a good work rate.
To an interview, he said
that comment from Gaming and Manchester United News is quality.
Don was trying to impress the girls watching it. Probably true, yeah. And Sonny,
or Alex is watching 102,
or the dog. You never know. No, but like I said, I think you look at Ronaldo. I think not a hope in hell would anyone. Hold on. This comment I just saw it and I'm just like,
no, he has.
He hasn't. He hasn't. Only at least.
RJ, how many games in Serie A have you watched?
I've watched enough to see that, like, oh, for God's sake. I've watched enough to see that Ronaldo's done so much for this. I mean, come on, Pirlo, as a manager. I mean, I'd rather have Frank Lampard as a manager than Pirlo.
Ronaldo back would be like remastering a game and then like completely failing at the first mission. It'd be
you can't do that. The thing is, Ronaldo has that work.
Hold on, what's the famous saying? You never go back. Something. Never go back.
No, but he's like a wine. He's like, the older you get, the better you get. That's how it is. You know what I mean?
No, that's not true.
Not because he's got the Champions League 2 seasons.
No, what I believe is, look, he's been carrying like Juventus on his shoulders for the last 4 years, and I don't know
why didn't he carry him past Porto and Leon then?
Because let's be honest, that squad is not good enough. I mean, look, you've Buffon, who's about 52 at this rate. I mean,
he doesn't even start. Chelsea starts.
Yeah, but come on, that Arsenal reject is not going to be anything good.
I just think you need to be looking to the future. Like, I know it's hard.
No. Did I say that we're not looking? I did say, look, to use them to help Greenwood, because the thing is, I think
it's one expensive coach.
Nah, come on, you know what I mean. At least, if he finishes his career at United, at least we'll keep his, Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., which is a positive. Keep him through the ranks.
Probably get him anyway.
We probably
Fergie's probably already bought the little bastard.
No, but here's the thing, guys. Here's my point. Juventus signed Alvaro Morata, all right?
Yes.
A striker who is probably just as bad as Timo Werner.
That last comment from Sonny makes all of the sense. He has.
He
has. He's lost it this season.
I think it's just
he's not the same Ronaldo. He's not.
I think it's just because of the manager.
Ronaldo.
It's just because of the manager.
No, it's not the same Ronaldo. It's as simple as that.
Under Allegri, it was the same. Under Allegri, it was the same.
No,
yeah, but Allegri plays so defensive, man. Come on. Would look? And
all he clearly defends. Always going to get the best out of Ronaldo.
When Ollie gets the players to watch, we'll be playing some beautiful football. Anyway, we'll move forward. Since we're talking about Ollie, it's now time for Ollie time. So what this is pretty much what we're going to do for every time there's the United show. We're going to rate Ollie out of 10 for the performance that he had. So obviously we had the Manchester derby, which we won 2-0. And we had the Milan game. So out of 10, what would you rate his performance this week? We'll start with Niall. Yeah, 7.
7. I think he's been all right, but losing to Milan was not great.
We didn't lose to Milan.
Fair enough.
It was virtually a loss.
Matthew, what do you think?
8.
An
Because
8. Okay.
that City result was well, I can't think of the word now. The City result was very good, and we ended there once. So I think that's we're closing the gap down as well.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Dom?
I want you to come to me.
Dom, what rating would you give Ollie? Oh, Christ. Yeah, okay, we're just going to save everybody here. All right, so, okay, Dom, what would you rate Ollie's performance this week as a manager?
I'm going to give him a 7 like Niall did. He got the win against City, the big win, and then drew against Milan. And also, Niall, do you agree with this one?
Never. It's all about dictation. It's all about that. Gaming and Manchester United says
Dom's hosting the United show next week.
Oh well, boo-hoo. No, what I believe is right. I think I'd give Ollie probably an 8. To be fair, I think beating the champions obviously is not for everybody, but you know,
no, they're not the champions. We're the champions. We're going to win the league this season. They're not the champions.
I waste my.
They'll crumble. They'll crumble.
But one other question I want to ask, right, is what do you think was Ollie's best decision in this week? Like, what do you think was best and worst? Right, we'll start with Matthew because clearly the other two are busy as hell trying to do something.
I've drawn a picture, but I'll have to show you guys in the back because it is very inappropriate.
Oh dear Christ! Okay, all right, go for it. And yeah, so what was your best? What do you think was best decision and worst?
I'll go worst first. And the worst was obviously bringing on Fred for Bruno Fernandes. That was ridiculous.
Okay.
The best, obviously the way we lined up against City was good. I didn't think it was good at the start, but it obviously worked out well. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that as the best.
Perfect. Niall, what was what did Ollie do right and what did he do wrong? What was the best and wrong?
Hold on, what was the question again?
What was Ollie's best and worst decision? Right, just for everybody's sake.
In what?
No, this week in general. This week in general. This week in general. That is not going up.
Hold on,
okay.
What?
Good shout. No. Don't even bring that up. Sorry. You should not pass.
I'd say bringing on Diallo, and then the worst decision is pulling out the Jose manual.
Fair enough, yeah. Dom, I know you're working hard, but can you give us a few seconds of your time, mate?
Yeah. Sorry, what was the question again?
Why?
What was
your head off? Though? That's the question.
Wait, what?
Why was he laughing his head off like a little girl?
I wanted to show you.
I mean, at this rate, I might as well.
No. Wait till we're in the back room. I think is probably
okay. But Dom, what was Ollie's best and worst decision this week? What do you think?
The best decision was to go with Guardiola in the derby.
Okay.
And his worst was to change it all up in the 70-odd minute against Milan.
Perfect.
That is fucking great.
Okay, so let's see what else do we have left. Okay, so starting up, so we're obviously going to go back to the good old ways that we did. We're going to decide who's really going to start over the weekend, right? We're not going to do obviously the formation again, but we can all agree, right? So we can agree that Dean Henderson will start.
Yeah. Obviously, Wan-Bissaka will be back. Lindelof and Maguire with Luke Shaw. Your back line is pretty sorted.
Yeah, okay.
Midfield. You'll play Fred and McTominay and Bruno. That agreed? Okay. Yep, sorted. You'll probably play Diallo on the right, James on the left, Greenwood up top because you've got really no one else.
Fair enough. Dom, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I can't disagree. That's all the players we've got.
I forgot to say. Right. Yeah, we went through the squad list. So the question was, how do you see his lineup and for West Ham?
I could genuinely see us starting George Best at this moment.
Why is it all gone quiet?
What? What?
What?
2K.
Tom, what
We're going to silence him. Don't worry, we're going to silence him.
Hold
Oh,
on.
all right, he's gone.
How rude.
Well, the front three will
anyway.
be Ahmed, Greenwood, and James, and pivot probably Bruno. Predictable, is very predictable.
It is very to be fair. So, who do you see standing out against West Ham? Who do you see
Ahmed.
standing out? You see Ahmed, okay. Niall, who do you think stands out against West Ham?
Fantasy, actually.
Who's going to stand out?
Against West Ham.
Bruno. Simple.
Okay.
It's always Bruno.
Dom, who's going to stand out?
Not one team.
You are a one-man team.
D. Henderson.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Good. No, to be fair, it's a good shout. I mean, and who's the one player on the team that we need to watch out for?
Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
For
For
the safety of the stream, mate. This should.
Well, hold on.
No,
What did he just do?
no. You can watch it. You can watch it after.
Hold on. Someone explain it to me after.
No, we're not going to. Anyway,
You will be.
okay, but who do you see as our main threat from West Ham? Who do you think we need to worry on? Antonio. Okay,
I
Niall.
thought he was injured.
Suchek.
Is he?
Suchek. And Dom. Who do you think?
Aaron Creswell.
I don't know if you're joking, but well, anyway.
Can I just show the picture of my granddad picking up Stoke, please?
No. All right, guys. With that, now we're going to cut it to an end. So, Niall, where can they find you, mate?
Well, if you take off the Ollie out banner, you can find me. Oh right, okay, sorted. And then we'll put the banners back up. So you can find me at Niall _PAFC.
Wait, what the fuck? Why did you say Liverpool? There we go. Wait,
You
what?
can find me at Niall _PAFC. You can also find me hosting here whenever. And RJ, you are in so much trouble.
Dom, where can they find you?
At United _Dom1 on Twitter, and then on my Snapchat is
Okay. Good call. Matthew, where can they find you, mate?
Just MSC692 on Twitter or George Est household.
You can find Kieran at Red Devil Weekly on YouTube and on Twitter, and you can find me on
All the links are in the description.
Oh Jesus! Okay. Anyway, no, you can find me at Reply Jaguar on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. All right.
GD.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching.
What did you just do?
I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.